Hi, my name is Tiffany, and welcome to my podcast, Detox. I am a girl in her 20s trying to navigate life, and in this podcast, I talk about topics that resonate really heavily with my life. Today, we will be talking about the fear of being perceived. I'm adding this segment. My friend recommended me this, but the word of the video today is perception. And according to Wikipedia and Google, perception is the organization, identification, and interpretation of sensory information. The definition in the dictionary: perception is the ability to hear, see, or become aware of something through senses. A couple other definitions to it is the state of being or process of becoming aware of something through the senses. A way of regarding, understanding, or interpreting something, a mental impression. I have had a lot of experiences with this throughout my life. I continue to have experiences with kind of this fear of being perceived because of my past experiences with people making false narratives about me, and I was too hyper aware of this. It's like the saying that's like ignorance is bliss. I've fallen victim to kind of people feeling like they're entitled to say things about me and my character and perceiving me in a way that is not me, even though they don't know me as a person. Lower drop, because you need context to this. But in middle school, I think in 6th, 7th grade, okay? 6, 7. So I had this kind of group of friends, and it was a small group. This group of friends I had I primarily hung out with them because they were in the same art class as me. And I think it was like a group of like 4. So it was like 3 other people and me. When I would be in art class, that's like snack time. One of the people in my group, they had offered me a snack that was like ranch flavored. And I don't like ranch. So I was like, oh no, I'm cool. I'm totally fine. Thanks for offering, but no thank you, you know? I don't know why they made it like an inside joke that I didn't like ranch. And I didn't like that. Every time I said something, that was the response. So I made it aware, like, hey, I don't like the fact that you're making this joke. And if you continue to make this joke, I'm just not going to talk to you. Like, I'm just not going to interact with you because I don't deserve that. And I grew up very timid, not a lot of like social cues and stuff like that. So I kind of didn't understand that low-key I was being bullied. I was like the joke of the group, okay? I was the joke of this group. Anything that happened, I'd be like the scapegoat. You know, I didn't process that until like later on. I made this comment once, and I guess they kind of brushed it off and they were like, whatever. Like, but I like stood on business. I was like, yo, they continue to make this joke and I continue not to speak to them. One of the people in this group did not like the fact that I did that. Or maybe it was like a personal vendetta they had against me. So this person went around telling my close friends that I was saying bad things about them and I was doing this and that, and I was like kind of airing out everybody's business. Mind you, after that incident of them, like I stopped talking to them for 2 weeks, and in these 2 weeks that person went around telling people I said all of these things, and I came back after 2 weeks kind of like catching up with, and all my friends had dropped me, or like all my friends had issues with me, and I was very confused because I was like, whoa. And they told me, they were like, oh, like you said this about me, you said that about me, and I was like, I never said anything. Wait, where is this coming from? They're like, last week you said this about me, last week you said that about me. Like every other person had some like kind of story. Come to find out, I'm like the center of like this multi-universe where I'm doing all of these things, these people, I'm saying these things, and this caused me, actually. This is also the story why I don't give out my number. So I had only given out my number to one person. And it was not the person that started this, but it was a friend. It was like in the friend circle. You know? So only one person had my number. And this one person took the person that made up this drama about me, took that person's word to heart, and she leaked my number to the whole inner circle of friends and the extended circle of friends. So I woke up one day, a random Tuesday probably, I woke up to about 10 people sending me death threats, sending me hate messages. I had people emailing me these things. Mind you, I'm in 7th grade. I don't know what they said I said, because see, I don't even know half the stories, okay? Half the stories that these people are like, oh, she did this, she did that. Girl, hello? Like, that happened, and I was already timid, and that traumatized me so much. I feel like definitely after those incidents incidents happen, I have become more aware that honestly people will believe what they want to believe, and the only thing that matters is your opinion about yourself. Anything outside of that, like, honestly, I feel like people that feel so entitled to speak on someone's character when they do not know that person well enough, or they have a biased experience with the person, they don't see you as a person. Another incident happened in high school. The junior year, I think it was like the second semester of junior year, and I had gym class. And I had gym class with like some of my mutuals, and we became a trio, okay? So I had 3 people in this trio. And one of the people I had been friends with, they were friends with another person that was in my art class. I want to name this person A, okay? And person B is my friend. So person A is friends with person B, and person B is friends with me. Closer to kind of the end of, we were friends throughout kind of the end of junior year going into senior year. And senior year, I remember person B reaching out to me, sending me screenshots and video recordings of person A talking on my character and going around telling people I was bullying them. I was doing all of this. I was going out my way to like make them feel a certain way. And I was appalled because I never interacted with person A directly or indirectly in any way. They were just in my same art class. Why am I the villain in every single person's story? Not every single person. That's dramatic for me to say, but you know where I'm getting at. Like, why am I choosing to play the villain role when I've never interacted directly with any of these people in any capacity? Person A is the type of person that didn't talk. Time I would actually interact with them was actually when we would have open critiques in class, where you would kind of show your art or your progress of your project, and you'd get feedback from your classmates. One of the comments that this person made is that I deliberately would flaunt my group of friends in front of them to make them feel bad or kind of do this, and I never did that. Instead of going to lunch, me and my friends would spend time in the art room, and we would eat our lunch and work on our project because our lunch was right before our art class, so it was just so much easier to just go to the art room and work on my art and then just stay there for like the extended period of time, you know. And this person went around telling people I did not know that I was this mean person, I was bully, I was doing this and that, and I never did that. And because one, I can handle people calling me a bitch, but I will not tolerate someone accusing me of bullying, because I was bullied. So I actually confronted person A through person B, and I was like, hey, can you ask person A why they were saying these things about me, especially bullying, because I don't tolerate bullying. The person A acts like, I don't know, I was not in the right space of mind when I said that. And I was like, I kind of let it go because I was like, okay, I don't really care that you don't like me. Where I cannot tolerate this behavior is when you sit there and say, I have contributed to something that causes so many tragedies every single year. They said that said all of this out of a pit of anger. They weren't in the right mind space when they said this, but mind you, they went around saying this stuff about me since they were in 8th grade. So I'm appalled. I'm disgusted. I'm utterly like speechless, okay, because what is going on? Like this really taught me, like it ingrained in my head that people will believe whatever they want about you no matter what you do. To make them sleep at night, to make them feel better about themselves, they will reject their insecurities on you if they feel like you are a threat. After I've confronted this person, kind of got sad because I was like, wait, are there people in my class that think I'm a bully? I literally got sent down a rabbit hole. Am I gonna get a thread of death threats in my inbox again? Getting real live kind of updates, screenshots of what person A was saying to me as person A sat in the same room as me was just so surreal. Person A would sit there and say, oh, she's doing this to me again, or oh, like she is being mean to me, she's saying this and that, as I'm not doing whatever I'm being accused of. Was so surreal. I was like, whoa, that is a little bit of lore and kind of the reason why I am how I am now. I don't care anymore about people saying things about me, making up rumors about me. And of my take on this is that the reason why I think I was so scared of kind of putting myself out there and like scared to like let people misunderstand me is that I didn't want people to think I was a bad person. And I realized that because of everything that happened, I kind of thought that I was a bad person. I internalized that a little bit, and I thought that I was kind of the problem and I was a bad person because my supposed friends at the time thought that about me, or they, believed that I would do something like that to that extent. And that was the reason why I was so heavy fixated on kind of this other people saw me. I don't want people to think I'm a bad person, but in reality, I thought I was a bad person. Now that I've matured and I put all of this behind me and I learned from it, when it comes to regular people like me and you, the concept of good or bad is so gray, because what constitutes the bad, what constitutes the good? There's so many takes you can do because to one person, I'm a good person, to another person, I'm a bad person. That's totally fine. So I recently read this book. This book is called Don't Believe Everything You Think, Why Thinking is the Beginning and Ending of Your Suffering. In the first earlier chapters, the author, Joseph Wan, uses this analogy of if you ask 100 people what their opinion was on the current president, you'd get 100 different opinions. It's so true. If I asked 20 people I knew what their opinion was about me, I'd get 20 different opinions. Now, this doesn't mean that one or two opinions might be similar or on the same page, but I would probably not get two of the same opinions twice. It was so kind of comforting to me, because it kind of confirms that everyone's perception about things is different. The way you perceive something or the way you see something is shaped by your experiences in life and what you believe is to be true. Not everyone has the same experiences. Not everyone will think the same thing. Not everyone saying that you cannot agree with someone's experience or has experienced something similar, but everybody processes things in different ways. So no matter how curated you are with your words, the way you say things, people will find something wrong with it if they want to. And I've realized that when a person perceives you in a certain type of way, I'm not saying that it can't change or not, but they perceive you in that way. That is the way they see you. So now everything else that you do after that will feed into the already set perception they have of you. So when I hear people again, going back to people I've only met once or twice saying these things about me, I don't really care, because you don't know me well enough to even make that assumption about me, because you do not know me as a person. I do not know you as a person. So your opinion about me holds no weight. And this kind of fear, I think, recently reopened because I have started to get mean comments to people that are watching you online. You're just a character. You're like a character on a show, You're not a real person. They don't see you as a real person, You're just a character in their show or a character in their life. That's crazy, because online, people say the gnarliest things to me. I'm not saying that I'm not famous, I'm not well known or anything. I'm just a regular schmegler girly. These people don't know me. These people don't know you. So if you've gone through an experience like me, these people don't know you. Everything is neutral until you put a meaning or a connotation to it. Everything is neutral. You know nothing about a person other than the fact that they are dressed a certain way or if they're presenting themselves a certain way, but you never know if that presentation is real or not, or authentic or not. And you have to be able to not take those external factors to your judgment of someone. Just because someone is dressed a certain way does not mean they're gonna act a certain way, I am a firm believer of practice what you preach. The standard I set for other people, I hold that standard to myself too. So the moral of this video is people will believe what they want to believe. There's always multiple sides to a story, and if someone chooses to believe one side over the other without hearing the other side out, that's exactly how they think about you. Stay hot, stay educated, and I'll see you in the next one.